really hope we're live. I really hope this is working. Let's see. Hopefully. Yeah, we are live. Hello everybody. If you're here, if you're joining, let me know in the chat. Let me put the chat over here so I can see what's happening. I'm live. Hi Lindsay, hi Shelby. I'm gonna try and remember to look over here. Hi everyone. So, I have been working on this goodie box. I did quite a bit last night, so if you followed along on my Instagram, you'll have seen me working on this. It might be a bit, you might be able to see it a bit clearer than what I could show on my Instagram. And I plan on finishing the other 3 items in this box tonight, so you can join me. And I have a camera on my hands, I have a camera on my face, and you should be able to see the Photoshop file, and you should also be able to see the full thing zoomed out as well. So I'm here. Hello. Hi Lisa, hi Mercedes, hi Sabine, hi Linny. I've got the window open because it's roasting. If it gets loud or if it gets annoying that the window's open, will you let me know and I'll close it? How is everybody? Has everyone had a good day? I really hope so. Wait for a few more people to come in and then we will make a start. I feel like I want to make use of some of the things on here, so I'm going to start a poll. And the poll is, what shall we paint first? And then let's do croissant. That is not how you spell croissant, neither is that, but we'll just go with it. We have the cookie, or we have the cupcake. And what we're going to do is I'm going to share this poll. Oh my god, I've never done this before. I've put a poll at the top. This is fun. So make sure you vote in the poll and we'll decide what we're gonna paint first. I should really have grabbed a drink because I don't have much left. Hi Adele. Hi Victor's Peach on Ice. Hi Fairy Circus Town. Okay, a few votes for croissant. Croissant is winning. Croissant is the one I'm most scared about. Can't say I've ever painted a croissant before, so this will be an experience for us all. But what do you think of the other things? I'm really, really happy with them. Yeah, I'm really happy with them. Ooh, croissant and cookie are oh, thank you so much for being here. I'm hoping the quality is okay. I'm sorry if it keeps stopping the video. We've just got to roll with what we've got. Make sure you vote in the poll. 10 of you voted, but the croissant and cookie are like neck and neck, so we need some more votes. Let's wait until we... How many people are watching this right now? There's 20 of you watching it. If we can get 20 votes, that's what we'll go with. I love that donut, made me laugh out loud. I'm so happy with it. I'm glad it actually looks like icing on it. I was worried about how I would do it. But yeah, I'm chuffed with it. My mum said she loves the macaron. She loves it. Macaroon? What is it? I don't know what it is. I love the fangs idea for the croissant. Yeah, someone suggested that on the Instagram live. Can't remember who it was now. So we need to try and make it look like blood. I don't know how I'm going to do that right now. The thought of it scares me, but I'm going to be here until it's done, so it might be a long night. I feel like croissants winning. We're at 17 votes. Doo-doo. 3 more votes. Come on, guys. You can do this. If you guys could all do me a favour as well, could you like this video? Apparently it really helps get your videos seen on YouTube, and I don't really have many people like my videos, which is fine. But if I prompt you, maybe like, there's 2 people that have liked it, so thank you so much. But if all of you that are watching could just hit the like button, YouTube might push it out to more people. It would help me massively. Come on, guys, we've got 2 more votes. I feel like croissants the only way it's gonna win though. Like, no others can beat it at this point. The only thing I haven't set up on the screen is like my reference to things, so I'm gonna have to use my phone because like my screens are just full of live streaming stuff. But I'll show you kind of what I'm going to use as reference pictures, but I just basically use Pinterest. So what I'm going to do is search croissant. And I will just look at pictures of croissants and figure out how to do it. Try and find one that's at a similar angle. Like that one. I think I probably used that as a reference when I was sketching. Let me turn my brightness down. Hang on. Yes, see, like that one. I think I kind of used that as like a reference for when I was sketching it. So we'll use that. I actually think I'm going to change the shape of it slightly. But that's a great reference picture. I think if you make it super shiny, it'll look more like jam, but still really cool. Yes. Hi. This is my first time catching a live stream. Thank you so much. Guys, 19 likes on the video. Thank you so much. Honestly, I know it's hard, like when you're watching it on your TV and things, you don't think to like a video, but from the things I've been reading, because my YouTube channel is just so... honestly, I'm just like, do I carry on with it? Because I'm really trying, and it's just, I'm just not getting in some cases I was getting more views years ago when I had less subscribers, and I was like, so I was just like researching like how can I get it seen, and apparently liking the video really helps because YouTube's like, oh, people like this video, we're going to share it. So next time you're watching your favourite creators, just like their videos, really helps them. Right, well, let's get started with this croissant. I am going to go into drawing mode and I'm going to have my phone here as like my reference. I'm going to keep looking up. I would love it if you have any questions about what I'm doing, if you want me to talk about the process of what I'm doing, just ask, like I'm here to help. So what I'm going to do first is I planned this out and I was going to use line art, but then when I started painting the donut I realised it would look so much better without the lines. So the first thing I need to do is take the lines off and neaten it up because it's quite messy. So let me just lock all my layers that I've done so I don't mess them up. I just think it'd be easier. So the first thing I'm going to do is just neaten this up. Also, the other thing I'm going to do is separate the top and the bottom layers so that I have individual control over the two. Because right now they're on one layer. And I don't think that's going to be useful. So I'm just going to split them up and hide these. And then I'm just going to neaten this one up first, the top layer. Right, let me close this poll now because... So we'll end that poll. Sorry, I've never used these features before. There's another one that start a Q&A. I've never used, I just want to try out all the features on here. So start Q&A. Oh, is this what I want? Oh, okay. I've still got the live chat. There's a Q&A there. I don't know how it works. You can ask a question, I think. I'm not really sure. Feel free to use it. You don't have to. Right, let's... First up, I'm going to neaten up this. So basically I'm just going to neaten the lines up. Like so. And I just want to tweak the top. Now that I've seen this reference, I think it's gonna look a bit better if I give that a harder edge. Let me just get rid of that. Like so. You'll also see that I'm getting more confident with my illustration skills now. Doing things like this helps. But you'll also realise that I haven't got a clue what I'm doing and I'm just figuring it out as I go. And I just kind of, what I realised last night when I was working on this was, you have to just trust the process. Like I was working on the gingerbread man and it was like, oh, this isn't working, it doesn't look good. It wasn't until I added the shadow underneath the icing when it all popped and I was like, yes, this is it, you know? So I've realised you just gotta trust your instincts, but also trust the process, and it will come together at some point. Right, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on this top bit, and then I'm just gonna work down the layers. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So first thing, I'm gonna just plot in like the shadowy bits. Also, I don't think this base colour is the right colour. I think I want to do more of like a... You're not going to be able to see this colour picker, unfortunately. Just trust me. You're also not going to be able to see my mouse, which I know is so annoying, but hopefully you can see with this camera what I'm doing, kind of. Anyway. Hi everybody, thank you for joining. So just so I can explain what's happening on the screen, you're seeing a live view of my Photoshop. You're seeing obviously me here, you're seeing my hands here, and then the bottom left is what I'm working on but just zoomed out, just so you can see everything, you know? So I'm not going to keep these lines in, but this is more as just a visual for me. So this is just to, so I'm not completely in the dark of like where the shadows are gonna go. Like that. And then we've got this comes like that, and this goes like that. So that's how that's gonna be. Yeah, right. So I'm just gonna lower the opacity of that so it's there, but it's not gonna bother me. And then this is where I just go for it. And it's gonna look bad before it looks good, and you've just got to stick with me while I figure this out. So I have everything I need? Yeah, I think so. Nope. Gone into concentration mode, I can feel it. This is going to be like the hardest thing I've ever drawn. I'm trying not to let it bother me just yet, but I just have to remind myself when I'm working on stuff and I'm like, oh, this looks awful. I'm like, Emily, in an hour, you're gonna like it, because you'd have started again if it's still bad. This is me frantically just looking for more reference pictures, and then I'm gonna end up finding a different one and just changing the whole thing. No, I think we'll stick with that. Let me know if you're still with me. Let me know if you're still here. I hope you're not bored yet. It'll be exciting soon when it starts to come together. Promise. I still just don't have a clue what I'm doing, so. This initial thing that I'm doing is just kind of blocking in the values of like where I want the shadows to go, where I want the lighter bits to go, and then I'll just build on it from there. But I'm aware it doesn't look good at the minute. Hi Lauren! So it does take time. Trust the process, that's it. You just have to trust the process. And then just constantly just look at your reference. Don't try and do stuff without reference, because it'll put you in a pickle. Do you mind me asking what items will be in the Halloween bakery themed box? Yeah, so I said on the vlog, I'm definitely doing, oh, it's here. So this, what I'm working on right now, let me just zoom out. This, so imagine it's going to be like this, like a card with the logo on the front. And then when you open it up, it's like the inside of a box. That's what I'm working on right now. So that's like the art print. I've ordered a wooden pin for the box, and then I'm thinking either, or maybe both, a bookmark and a sticker. The I've had so many messages from people saying they love the macaroon. So I might do that as a sticker, and then the donut as like a bookmark. But the wooden pin, I mean, I'm very excited about it. I normally only do a pin in the Christmas box, which I am doing this year. But yeah, it's kind of a wooden pin. So yeah. But also, if you could join the goodie box tier, you'll also get it all digitally as well, the digital files. So you can, like, I don't know, do whatever you want with them. Are you curious about what it will become, or more determined to have it appear in a predetermined way? Are you curious about what it will become, or more determined to have it appear in a predetermined way? All right, okay. I actually can't, like, with the gingerbread man, I could picture exactly how I wanted it to look, and it was a case of just getting to that point. With the croissant, I've no clue. Like, right now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this croissant, and I'll end up just keep working at it until it looks good. So it kind of just depends. Sometimes I can picture it in my head, and it's just a case of getting there. The donut was another one. I didn't know how it was going to look. I knew I wanted it to look good, and I just kept going till it did. So yeah, it depends. Except sell them, yeah. Please don't sell anything in the digital goodie box. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I use a lot of blur tool, a lot of blurring tool. Just really helps. This whole croissant's going to be coated in sugar, which will hide a lot of this stuff, but I just want to get it in there for like texture. Don't like that though. If you're getting the goodie box, let me know. I would love to see what you're most excited for. Like, why you picked this one, if this is the first box you're getting. Like, what was it that I shared that made you want to get it? So starting to zoom out, I'm like, okay, yeah, she's starting to come to life a little bit. So that's really exciting. It's a long way to go, but right, I'm gonna start adding some different like colours into this now, which always helps. I have to say, I think this is going to be the hardest thing in this box. At least with the gingerbread man, it's quite straightforward, really. I'm going to end that because I don't even know if it's actually doing anything. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you here. Thank you so much for being here. No idea what I'm doing. I'm just figuring it out as we go along. Hoping it all comes together at some point. What shall I do here? Okay. Right, I'm just going to try and make this look a little bit more 3D. We are so excited for the art print. Amazing. Are you working on Christmas products yet, or is it too early? Yeah. So my Christmas decoration, this is the 4th year of doing it. It's currently available for pre-order, but I'm closing it tomorrow. So if you want to pre-order one and get it first, it's like your last chance, really. I am working on a collaboration this Christmas, which will be shared with you potentially this week, maybe, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, all exciting times. Some really light bits which scare me a little bit, but it's got to be done. This is when I do too many layers and I don't know what's what. Hi funky kids. I think I'm gonna have to work on the other bits soon, because right now this isn't looking great, but I think when the other bits are done and I've added the sugar in, it'll start to come to life a little bit. Can you still see me? I'm like crouched right forward. Yeah, okay. And my back's so bad. Yeah. Right, I'm going to just go around the edges and make it not as smooth, because I mean a croissant isn't as smooth, is it? But I think it'll just help with the making it look a bit more like a croissant. It's weird because I'm not going for realism, but I'm also not going for, it's like my version of cartoon with a hint of like realism. It's weird. Are you looking for any ideas to help grow your YouTube? Are you looking for ideas to help grow your YouTube channel? I know I don't have nearly as many subscribers as you, but something I noticed is tutorials and having specific days for lives works. I should do more like tutorials on there, but I think because I just do it all on Patreon, it's really hard to decide like what I'm going to do for free and what I'm going to give to my patrons, because then if I start just giving it all for free, why would anyone want to join? Do you know what I mean? That's what I've always struggled with. And if I'm going to do a tutorial, I'm going to do it to the people that are, you know, part of that. So that's what I've struggled with, but I do need to do more lives like this, for sure. Okay, right. I'm going to come back to that. It doesn't look amazing, but I'm trusting the process, like I've said. And I'm going to do a bit of jam and yeah, so that we've just done, I'm going to group it and I'm going to put it on the top, and then let's do the teeth first. So I'm going to just neaten these up a little bit. And actually, I don't want to make them as white. Let me see if there's any reference with blood on them. Cake, fine, blood. Oh, that's a good picture. Oh, that's a good picture as well. Let's see. Okay, got some reference. don't know what sort of texture to do it. Sorry, I know this is really boring. It's like I don't want real teeth reference. I also don't know if I want like gummy teeth reference. Maybe I just need to make it up, which again I don't really want to do, but let's see, teeth, candy, see what comes up. What you got into art when you were younger so much that you made it your career? I've always been into art, all through school. Secondary school, I chose art. I just love to draw. Art and music were my two things in secondary school. I was massive into film and animation and Disney, and I used to like collect the DVDs and I would just sit and watch the making of constantly. I mean, of all films really, live action and animation, but the animation, every animated film I have watched the behind the scenes making of it because I was so desperate to know how it was made. And my dream was to work at Disney. And like I've even got my like secondary school like leavers book, and people have signed it saying like, remember us when you worked for Disney one day. Like I just told everybody like I want to work for Disney. And when I was leaving high school, I didn't know what to do. I remember, looking back, I remember applying for a Disney internship when I was like 15, because I was just like, I've got to try and get out there. Which looking back now is just mental, it's just never going to happen, but I just was adamant I was going to get there. And then I saw that my not my local college, but the college in the next town, they was doing an animation course, and it was the first year they were going to run it. And I went along to the open evening, and there was like nobody in the room of this animation, and I was just like, why would nobody want to do this course? And I signed up for it, and then when it started, there was like 8 of us in the class, but it had turned into like an animation and game design course. I think they just pushed the two together because they'd not had that many sign-ups. So it was like 2 girls and 6 boys, and like everyone wanted to do game design, and I was just like, I want to animate, I want to work for Disney. So all the projects we had to do were quite game heavy, and I did whatever I could to make them animation. Like my final project was an animation. I wonder if it's still on YouTube actually. If it's still on YouTube. Oh my god. It is. I wasn't a great but I knew I wanted to go to, like, I just wanted to search for the best animation school university in the country, and what came up was Bournemouth University. I don't know if it's still the best in the country, it was back then, and I applied for it. But there's only 8 of us in the college class. I applied for this like insane university, and yeah, I got in, and I had to do a maths exam and a logic exam, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it, like people from Disney are going to come and teach us. And if you want to see what I did to get into university, do you want to see? It's really bad, but it got me into uni, so I mean, you know. Let's see if I can comment on this live stream from my phone. There's a link. Don't all rush to it at once. Not had that. It's been on there for 13 years and it's only had 500 views. So anyway, so I got into uni for to do animation, and I learned 3D animation, and I wasn't really drawing. Like I didn't have a drawing. Did I have a drawing tablet? I think I borrowed one from uni. So I wasn't really drawing at that point. I just knew I wanted to work in animation. And then, do you care about this? I feel like I've been rambling. I'm sorry. That's not the question you were asking. I could just ramble about this stuff. Right, let's find some teeth. I went totally off on a tangent there. I think I need to sit and actually talk about like my whole route to today. Okay, I'm not going to be able to find anything, so I'm just going to, I don't know, do this and see what happens. I told you all I loved elephants, didn't I? But literally, yeah, like I was 18 and I had modelled the elephant and I'd rigged the elephant, and although the animation is crap, like my college was like buzzing about it. So it got me the distinction I needed to get myself to uni. So I can't complain really. That animation is awesome. I did an animation illustration foundation degree. It was no illustration at all, and oh, I wanted stop motion. I nearly went to, what uni was it? I remember going to, I went to quite a few open days, uni open days, and one of them was, the course was like in partnership with Aardman. It would have been pretty awesome, but I just wasn't, stop motion wasn't the thing for me. Like I wanted to work at Disney, I wanted to work at Pixar, so I knew it had to be like 3D animation. So I didn't do any illustration. I've never had any formal training in illustration. I don't know the rules about illustration. So it wasn't until I left uni and I couldn't get a job anywhere, I decided to buy a tablet from Argos, and it was, see how just doing a backlight like that, you see, just instantly brings that it looks 3D now, right? What was I saying? I bought a tablet from Argos for £50, remember buying it, and I thought, right, I'm just gonna have to learn how to draw, because like I knew how to draw but not very well. I was like, I'm just gonna have to learn because I'm applying for these jobs and everyone's saying no to me. So I did, and that was the end of 2013. January 1st, 2014, I started a drawing challenge and I drew every single day in 2014. Well, I made it about halfway through the year. I just did a little drawing every day, and then the local paper figured it, like found it, found my Tumblr and offered me a drawing spot every week in the local newspaper, which was great. I was paid £20 a drawing. And then by the July, I was working in an animation studio as an intern. And then by the Christmas of that year, I was like lead concept artist. So I learned how to draw quickly, and I just love it. I just absolutely love it. A part of me wants to go back to uni and do an illustration degree to actually like learn how to do it properly. But then a part of me is just like, no, you're doing fine. You just learn on the job. I've not watched all your videos, so please excuse me if you've discussed this in the past. How have you ever done a cost analysis on the pros and cons of having your items manufactured versus in-house? I haven't, I don't think. There are definite pros and cons. Like, I used to make all my stickers myself, now I don't. I manufacture everything, but it's less about like cost. It's more about my happiness. I got to the point where when a sticker order would come in, I would have a slight panic attack and worry about it and dread it. And I was just like, why? Why am I worried about this? So now I pay for like 100 stickers at a time. Yes, it's a cost up front, but then a sticker order comes in and I'm happy as Larry. So I've not really chatted about the costs of things being stuff like that, but I have to say everything, other than prints, everything I have is manufactured. One, because I just don't have the space anymore. But when I was in the studio, I had space and I didn't want to, because when I had my spare time, I wanted to be drawing. I didn't want to be making stickers, you know? But some people love making stickers. My daughter is doing TV and film production and has had to do stop motion. How fab. It was just at Newcastle College, but it was 2009, so a long time ago. She wants to go to Westminster Film School for uni. Oh, that sounds amazing. Okay, I'm liking the teeth. And obviously I need to do the jam on the teeth, but what I'm going to do is do the bottom layer of this croissant, and then I'm going to do the jam in between the two. Does that make sense? I don't want to do the jam and then it, I don't know, not line up right, or you know what I mean. Right, I need to find that picture of that croissant again. Did I save it? No, of course I didn't. Oh dear. Oh, it's there, right. Okie dokes, right, let's figure this out now. So, I think I want to change the shape of this as well after looking at this reference picture. Because it's a bit more like that. I feel like it needs to be moved a little bit like that. Hi Emily, so happy to see this live notification pop up. I'm in the US now, but originally from Manchester. Oh, amazing! Whereabouts in Manchester are you from? Right. Let's just go for it. I feel like this is a bit easier. I don't know if that's right, but You don't need to do a degree for illustration. Take it from me, you went to art college and then did an art and design degree. You're already miles ahead in your knowledge. Oh, thanks, Lorraine. I think that because I did an animation degree. I have a degree in animation, but I don't know how to animate. And I'm like, what did I pay for? Because I'm still no clearer. Like, I understand animation. I get it. I understand the logistics of animation. I understand how, like, I've worked in animation now, and like I've worked on TV shows and things. I get it. But the actual doing it? No clue. So I definitely need to add these lines to the top one as well, but I just need to just blocking them in so I can see. Was born in Manchester, lived in Oldham, ended up in Stockport. Folks are still there. I'm in Oldham, that's where I live. Ended up in Stockport. Oh, amazing. It's such a small world, isn't it? Oh wow, very small world. I wasn't born here. I mean, I've lived all over the place, but we settled here. Oh dear. Not loving this, guys. I'm persevering, but I'm not loving it. I know there's going to be jam, but sometimes it just helps me when I can see the shadows. My niece has just started doing animation and illustration at Northern School of Art. I wish I had been there, an option when I was her age. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Animation and illustration, that's like my dream course. I had to do maths in mine because we did programming, and having to do like advanced maths is not, I hated it. And what was hard was we obviously had to do a maths exam to get into the university, We then had to do maths tests at the end of first year and even second year, and if we didn't pass those we couldn't go to the next year. There's a lot of pressure to pass that maths exam, and it was hard. Like, my friend had to get like a maths tutor because she was really kind of struggling with it, and I do not miss that time. Won't lie to you. And do I remember any of it? Do my balls. Don't remember a thing. I remember people having to drop out, like legit drop out, because they couldn't do the maths. Like, they were insane artists. They were so good. But the uni was just like, no, sorry. You have to pass the maths, or you can't go any further. So bad. So bad. It's actually my 10-year reunion this year, but I'm not going to be able to go. It's too far, sadly. Bournemouth is, I'd have to do a full weekend trip, and my husband is having knee surgery in, gosh, a couple of weeks, 2 weeks. And he's going to be out of action for a few weeks, off work. So it's throwing me way off. Okay, so I think when some of these lines to the top one, it's going to look better. And when I add a shadow underneath the thing as well, which isn't going to be the final shadow, but again, sometimes it just helps my brain to just be like, oh, we're on track here, like this is going okay. So I'll just add a shadow underneath and we'll see how it's looking. But this is what I mean, like, this is why I don't really want to do a tutorial, because I don't know, like right now I don't know how to finish this. I'm just doing it, chipping away at it bit by bit, and I don't know how good that is in a tutorial, you know? Like, I think I'm getting good at how, like, figuring out how light works and things, but not enough to, like, teach a whole class, you know? Oh, thank you for joining me. Right, let's do some more of the top now. Now that I'm a bit more confident with it. Knee surgery, we've been there, done that. Wish him a safe and speedy recovery when it happens. Thank you. He has really been struggling for ages with this knee. I don't know if any of you are my patrons or, like, you know, but at the start of the year, obviously I went to New York and got married, and he was really struggling with his knee back then, to the point where we had to rent a wheelchair while we were in New York. He couldn't walk. He literally couldn't walk. So it's been bothering him all year, bless him. And finally been able to get this surgery booked in, so I don't know, it's something to do with his meniscus or something, I don't know. It's not good. He does struggle with it, and he's such an active person that it's hard to see him not be able to do the things he loves, you know. So I'm excited for him, really excited for him, although it's going to be a few weeks of him on the sofa not doing much. It'll be good for him. Oh, Sandra, you're here. Yeah, you remember how bad his knee was, right? You were there to witness how bad it was. We had to, his knee went basically on the morning that we got married. We had to meet in Central Park for, was it 2 o'clock, Sandra? Can't remember. So that morning we were like pottering about, We went out to grab a coffee because I didn't need to meet Sandra till like lunchtime. And as we were out, we were about 2 blocks from the hotel. His leg went, I've never seen him look so pale. He couldn't put any weight on this leg, and he went into panic mode because obviously it was our first day on our trip and he couldn't walk. So I ran to a Walgreens, bought a strap for his leg, strapped his leg up, and we kind of just made it work. Not very well. If you watch any of the videos that Sandra took on her phone, he's limping, bless him. He did his best, like he didn't complain or anything, he just went along with it, and we walked all the way to Central Park and, you know, got married. But the next day he was like, look, I can't, we're here for another 3 days, I can't walk. So I did a quick Google search, and we found a wheelchair rental company that happened to be like 3 blocks from the hotel, and it took up most of our spending money, but we rented it for 3 days. But it just meant we could see the whole of Manhattan and Brooklyn. With Sandra, we went across the Brooklyn Bridge, and he was able to enjoy his trip still. And we had some fun with it because the first one we rented was faulty, and it kept cutting out, like the fuse kept overheating, and it was so funny. It was hilarious. It would cut out when he was crossing the road, and we were crossing on 5th Ave, and it just cut out, like stopped, and it locked the brakes on. You couldn't even push it, and there was a fire truck coming. Oh my god, I was laughing, and it was just so much fun. And yeah. Anyway, so that was in January, and it's now September, and he's finally having his surgery. So we are excited. Okay. Again, I'm still not loving this, but we're just trusting the process now. I would really like to sprinkle some sugar on this, and my process for sprinkling sugar, I'm sure there's like a brush that would do this, but I really love just like hand doing it. But I feel like even that's not going to be, it's going to be too much. So what we'll do is, let me think. Let me see if I have a brush actually. Spatter brush. That might be good to just kind of do a start. Oh yeah. Okay, I don't love that. I know I have a brush now though, so we can I can be a bit more selective of where I want them to be. Let's see. Oh my god, I feel the same about tutorials. My work is chaotic at best. No one would sit through mine. Oh, poor thing, yeah. 2 p.m. so I'm struggling for sure. A wheelchair cutting out the middle of New York crosswalk. God, it was bad. The panic on his face. I just wish I'd filmed it. I don't have any footage, but oh, we laughed. We really properly belly laughed together. Oh. I think the battery has died on my camera. So I'm using my is this right? Hang on. So we're going to have to switch to this again. Hello. I'm so sorry. I was using my Sony camera to film me. But the battery died. So we're going to have to go back to this. So you're not going to be able to see me actually, my hands. I've never used my hang on, where's my... I never used my camera for streaming before. Never done that before. And I plugged in my camera to charge it, and then it came up saying USB streaming, and I was like, ooh, this sounds good. I've put it on, but it doesn't charge at the same time, which is a pain. It's the same cable, and the battery's just died. So there we go. Anyway, we're back to this. Is that okay? Hopefully nobody was watching the hands. Let me move this. Like that. And then you can still see the full thing. Is that okay? I'm sorry, my head's going to be like down here drawing though. It's not the best. I'll try and figure out a way for it to like charge while I'm using it. That would be good. Anyway, I didn't know I had this brush. It does look very, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually what I want, but we're going with it. It does look a bit like the reference now, so I'm just going to remove a few that are like in the shadowy bits. Not there. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Let me know if you're still with me. But do you see what I mean? Like, it was looking really bad, but it's starting to come together a little bit. It's not perfect, and it never will be. I'll just do a couple of layers of different opacities, and then I'm just going to go in and hand dot a few, just so it's not completely. Still here. Hello everybody. Thank you for being here. Oh, those are big dots. So I still want each thing in the box. I don't want it to just look completely scary. I do want it to look like something you could eat, and that's why the donut and everything is still, you know what I mean. But I really do want to add some jam to this, so let me get some jam reference, and I'm thinking making it look like jam, but with the teeth and things it should give blood vibes. Jam. Let's find a really good, tell you what, a jam on a scone will give me the right reference, won't it? Like dripping down and gooey. Yes, right. You've just got to find the right consistency, haven't you? Like that, but not. I actually think, no, hang on. Hang on a moment. I was planning to have done them all by now, 8 o'clock. Right, I'm going to use that as a reference. I think that's a pretty good reference, right? This is where I get majorly tested now. So I obviously did that before. I'm going to delete that just because it's not helpful, and I actually want to do more jam that's on there. So I'm going to do the jam underneath the teeth first, and then I'm going to do the jam on top of the teeth. Does that make sense? So let's just block it out first with what I want to do. This could change. I'm just blocking out a shape. I feel like it could even no, I don't like that. No. My favourite thing to draw is liquids. It's also the hardest thing, but I get so much, like, it's one of those things that it's just so hard to do. This is going to be so hard to do. I don't know, like, I like the idea of doing these blobs coming down, but I want them to come off the teeth, so I feel like I should not do these here and just have jam going across. I know that seems kind of boring, but I want the emphasis to be on the fangs when I do the jam coming off that. Does that make sense? So if I kind of don't have much attention there, like, it'll look like jam and stuff, but then on top of the teeth, this is rough, but say I could literally do like a blob coming off of it, and I think that would look better and like more attention on just the actual fangs. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that instead. Sorry, I know you're like I don't know. Right. So this needs to be much darker. So what I always suggest you do whenever you're drawing anything is start with it darker and add light to it. Go from the dark to light, then starting light and adding shadows. Is that the right thing? See, this is why I don't want to do tutorials, because I don't even know if that's right what I'm saying, but for jam, for example, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm looking at this reference here, and oh my god, right. This might take me a little bit to just figure out what I'm doing because there's so many reflections on it. Alright, let me get my head around it. So what we need to do is like a dark bit going through it. We need to do like a light bit. I'm just going to block it out first to see how I want it to look. So don't judge it just yet. Let me just figure out what I'm doing. Like that. And then Oh my god, I've got no idea what I'm doing. And this. I hope that you guys are still with me. I hope you're still with me while I figure this out. And once I've figured it out, I'll just draw them, because I'm not thinking about what needs to go where, because I've already like planned it out. Does that make sense? It's just initial, just plotting stuff. And then we have like almost this underneath, which is like glowing it, making it come to life a little bit. It's a great idea. You want us to critique it, isn't it? Trust yourself. Right, and then that. And then I think I just need to like blur the whole thing. Okay, it's definitely not what I want just yet at all. Just figuring out what I've done with all these layers here now. Sorry, gone into concentration mode because I don't know what I'm doing. I just know at some point it'll just look right. But getting to that point is going to take me a good minute. So I felt with doing the donut. I was like, oh, it doesn't look right. And then at some point it just magically worked. I think I prefer watching this kind of things over highly edited tutorials, both of a place, but I think seeing other artists go through similar thought processes we do is valuable. The left glossy bit by the left tooth is perfect. Oh, and I just like made it dark. The thing to selling this is gonna be in the highlights, which I've not done yet, so I'm hoping that's why it's not right when I add the like the bright glossy bits. Okay, that's a bit better. I think everything's just a bit harsh, you know. I'll just tone it down a little bit. You can see it's we're starting to get there a little bit. Just need some really bright highlights on it, which are scary to do, like just putting a bright white highlight on it, but sometimes it's what it needs, you know. Ooh, not like that. And this image has really bright highlights going all across here, but I don't know if that's going to be too much. No. Like as soon as you like turn them down, they just don't become as, you know, like what's the point of even having them? It's getting there. Add a few little bits of stuff in it, like a jam would have. You guys still here? I'm not alone, am I? Oh my god, there's 42 of you. Let's see if I can, if there's anyone else around. See if anyone's. I'll just put a thing on of this, just say that we're still live. If anyone wants to join. come say hi. We might have a few more people. I'll just put the link. Hope you don't mind. Do. Link, paste. Let's see if a few more people come. Right, I'm actually quite happy with that bit for now. Let's just, I know this isn't, we've been on this ages, I know it's boring. And then just going to and okay. I'm starting to doubt myself. It's just all about like changing the levels of being like, oh, should this be darker? Should this be lighter? I'll just keep tweaking it, you know. I'm here just doing work too. Work never stops for a primary school teacher. Oh my god, I bet. You may feel like you don't know what you're doing, but you have such amazing skills with making it look realistic yet cartoonish. Thanks, Lorraine. Oh, thank you. I think it's more that I genuinely don't, especially with this one, I have to just cross my fingers that it'll work out. And there's obviously some like basic rules like that I follow with each drawing I do, which means I'm quite confident it will work out in the end because they're the same rules I apply for all my drawings. Does that make sense? Especially when it comes to like shadows and things. I do think that bottom layer could be so much better. And I think it's just let me just try something to see if it helps. I do think that helps a little bit. And then I think I could need to make a cup of tea and look back at it. I know I'll do that once I've done all of them. I'll just like revisit them all and see what's working and what's not. Like you can see the whole illustration together, like I can't see that right now, so Well, we're going to be moving on soon. So which one do you want me to do next? Or should we call it a night? Maybe I'll have to. It's 8:30, isn't it? It's taken me the longest out of all the things. But it's also the most challenging thing, so it's tested me. And I don't know how much I love it, but oh, I still need to do the blood on the fangs, right? Let's do that. See if we can make it look semi-decent. Not a good time to be on a diet. Well, this is the thing, there's no calories when you're just looking at it, right? Is this scary or not? Maybe it's just going to be subtle, this one. Like, I don't want to add googly eyes to them all, you know. My brother always tells me not to overcolour darken every single part. Some white highlights, as you've done, is the way to go. I have no idea how to digitally paint highlights and shadows. I know the foundational concepts, but it's totally different to other mediums. I really want to learn how to paint digitally. I have some tutorials on Patreon. If you go on my website, if you go onto emilyharveyart.com, and then there's small biz help and tutorials. If you click on that and scroll down, it has all my, well, not all of them, I need to add a few more, but all my tutorials that are on Patreon. So you've got there's like a how I use Photoshop, there's a how I draw faces, Photoshop for beginners part 1 and 2, how to do line art, adding volume and textures, just like I'm doing now. I've done a tutorial on that, how to make patterns, how to draw mermaids. These are all tutorials and they're not priced individually. You just join my Patreon for like £5 and then you have access to all of these tutorials. So yeah, I have covered, hopefully, the basics. No, that's not how shadows work. Nope, that's not how shadows work either. Just trying to think how I want to do this. So how I kind of picture it is, oh, it's hard to explain, but this part here will have less, like, no. Emily, no, that's not what you want to do. Think about what you want to do. Right, I want to make this more dense. Like so. And this side more dense as well. I then want to add some shadow. And then bring that light back in. That. I am not actually looking at any reference for this, which is not a good. It's not good. Like, don't. I'm being a very bad influence here. Always look at reference, because I'm probably not doing this right, but I'm just going with what feels right, you know. I think that looks quite liquidy. So we're just gonna go with it. Sometimes going off your own, just what's in your head can work. Most of the time it doesn't though, so don't. Do I ever use Procreate? Not really, because I don't have an iPad. So I just use Photoshop. I've thought about getting an iPad, but that would just mean that I draw on the sofa and in bed, and I don't really want to. Like, I want to just keep to this room being where I do my illustrating, you know. That's what I was trying to do before. I was trying to add it in first, and I really shouldn't have done that. The trick is, whenever two objects meet, you need to add shadow. So they call it occlusion, or I always remember it as being like occlusion. So where this blood is on the teeth, that join there, you want to darken it, and it'll just sell it as sitting on it. You know what I mean? It's being like a liquid that's on top of it. So now what I'm going to do is just add some shadow to under here. I'm gonna move on because I'm happy with this. I'll probably want to change some things tomorrow when I look at it again, but for now I'm happy with it. So there we go. That's my bloodied croissant that I think's missing something. But no, I think it's fine. Like, it's fine. I think it could be brighter. Maybe I brighten it up a bit. Photoshop is so intimidating to me, it just seems so complex. I'm too scared to start. I'll have a look at your Patreon videos. Photoshop is complex. I don't use half of the features in here. I just don't worry about the features. You don't need to know everything that's going on in Photoshop. Like, I haven't got a clue. I don't even use half the tools. I just know the paintbrush, the eraser, and the layers. And once you figure out that, you know, you're good to go, really. Like, I don't use any fancy brushes. All I've used for this, the whole thing, is just the basic round brush. Apart from those sugar bits, everything else is just a circle brush. Don't have any fancy, so don't let people try and tell you that you need to buy all these brush packs to have amazing drawings, and they sometimes help, but I just think use the basics. So yeah, but thank you for spending some time with me. I'm gonna go only because I need to check Luca's okay and he's asleep in his bed. His dad was putting him to sleep while I was here, so and then tomorrow I will finish the other 2 bits, and then I will share the full thing on Patreon. And I will share, like, I also need to paint like the inside of the box, make that look good. And I'm gonna put a few like little what do they call them? The little not candy corn. Is it candy corn? What do you call it? The Halloween treats, American sweets. I'm gonna dot a few of those around the box as well. And then yeah, in the next couple of days everything will be finalised and sent off to print. And then I'll be packing the boxes at the end of the month, so I'm really excited because I have a room spray, which is, the scent is Main Street Bakery, and it just smells like a bakery, obviously. And I'm gonna either spray the pins, don't know if that's a good shout, or just spray this box, or the tissue paper, or just, I don't know what I'm gonna spray, but I want it so when you open it, you get the smell as well. Maybe need to do a test on that and see how well it'll work. I think tissue paper might be the best. Spray the tissue paper and just make it smell insanely good. But yeah, in my head there's 4 items in the box. I would have done 5, maybe even 6, but getting the wooden pin takes out a massive chunk of the budget, so it'll be really beautiful. I would absolutely love it if you want to grab one. Don't feel like you have to sign up forever. Like, you just literally, what you do if you just want to get this box and nothing else, you sign up to the top tier and then you literally cancel the same day. So you'll still have access for the whole month because you've paid, and you'll still get the box, but it just means you won't be charged again next month. And yeah, it would absolutely mean the world. Any support would be fab, and I just want to say thank you for thanks for sticking with me and watching for nearly 2 hours. We paid a croissant in 2 hours. I'm excited to just kind of look back at the start of this video to see how we started, and I'm excited to look at it again tomorrow with fresh eyes and potentially make some tweaks to it. But yeah, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks everybody. And look out on my Instagram stories tomorrow where I'll share the final 2 things I'll work on the cookie and the cupcake, and I will share that on my stories. If you are a patron, we've got our Zoom calls tomorrow, so make sure you come on those at 12 and 6. Anything else to tell you? I don't think so. Oh, it's your last chance to pre-order my decoration if you want to get a Christmas decoration from me. They're on my website now, but they're gonna be removed from the website tomorrow, so